Oh,
My dude, what's up?
hello.
How's it
Not
going?
much, dude. Good. How are you, man?
You sleep in?
No, not at all. It was at 11, right? I
It
thought it
was
was at
10.
11.
It was 10. That's
I'm just
fine.
kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just a terrible person.
That's so. You know what? I kind of like when I woke up this morning. I almost did the thing where you just swipe the thing off and go and went back to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every time I'm just gonna change the stream title, and all that stuff. I don't even know how to do it. I don't know if Patrick can do it. Oh, she did already. Look at this. What a legend.
Legend.
You
God
gotta,
mod.
I gotta turn you up a little bit.
You are cutting out just a touch.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's fixable or not.
Okay, how's that? Is that better?
Much better. Beautiful.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this. We have this little tiny mixer that I've been using for the podcast. But it's terrible, dude.
Yeah.
What do you
Struggling
use?
with Discord, maybe. I use a Go XLR.
Yeah. Yeah, so I couldn't use a Go XLR because I have speakers as well, and it doesn't have a pass through for like good audio. It only has like 44 hertz.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But now I use those as like my TV speakers and listen to music on it. So yeah, man. So how you doing? You
Good,
woke?
man. Good.
Yeah, you just woke up like 5 minutes ago.
15-ish. Yeah.
You had coffee, yeah?
Finally checked my phone and I was like, oh my God, I forgot.
That's hilarious. What'd you do? What'd you get up to last night?
I had a couple of buddies like in town from Vancouver.
Oh, nice.
And we just got together, a couple high school buddies. So we just got together and it was fun, man. Yeah.
Well, and everybody's been
Casual.
home, right? So like being able to hang out with friends.
I haven't seen them in so long, right? So
yeah,
it was nice.
Yeah, everybody's been home. So like when you see your friends, you tend to go quite a bit harder than you used to.
It wasn't even that. We were just chilling. We weren't even drinking. It's not like we were getting sloshed. Just chilling. And my buddy Brian there, he has 2 dogs at his place. And my other buddy brought his dog. And then J Bone, who is in my chat a decent amount, brought his new puppy. There was like 4 dogs. It was just madness. Absolute madness.
There's 4 dogs there?
Yeah.
I love that, man.
They almost outnumbered us.
So we have a husky back in Australia, and when we moved over here, the intention was to always bring my cat and my dog over, and we thought we'll send the cat first because it'd be easier.
Yeah.
And we thought like it was the cost of a plane ticket. Turns out it's like $2,500. And then to send the dog, it's even more. It's like $3,200. But just before we were about to send him, like I think 2 or 3 months before, it turns out like he fell on the ground and started like having convulsions. Like, oh shit, like what's going on?
Yeah.
Took him to the vet. He has epilepsy and he can't fly.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah. My cat's got asthma. My dog's got epilepsy and
wild.
Yeah, so he's with Jamie's dad now.
That's wild.
Man, you got so much DTS stuff. It's ridiculous. They make the best merch. Like everything they've given me has been absolutely lit, dude. Like I still wear all the pajamas and the jumper and everything. I drink out of the mug every day.
Yeah, I know.
It's such a good.
He's insane.
Yeah, man.
Insane. They're the best.
Speaking of which, you just did a massive competition, right?
I did.
How was that? How did the whole process go?
Well, it started so like I pitch Sam ideas once in a while. For those that don't know, Sam is like our main contact with DTS or whatever, and he's the senior director.
Sam Klein, yeah.
Yeah, he's the senior director of digital marketing at DTS. That's his title. But I pitched him the idea that I wanted to do a Valorant tournament with Valorant just coming out, right? I was wanted to kind of jump on board ahead of everyone else, and I pitched him the idea of just doing a 1-day tournament. And I was like, how much can you provide? I was like, can you provide like $500, right? We'll do like $400 for first, 100 for second, just a fun little 1-day tournament, blah blah blah. And he's like, how about
that's him as well. That's him every time, man. He's like, how about we do this? Yeah.
Right. And he's like, how about I give you 10 grand and you do what you want with it? And I was like, okay. I was like, give me a day or two. Let me think of some stuff then.
Yeah, and you're like, can I put it in my pocket or like what's?
yeah. Can I put that right in my bank account? Like what's up? Yeah. And so I was like, okay. So I took the day, started thinking about it, and I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to do a 5-week tournament
Yeah.
The first 4 weeks, we're gonna get 8 new teams each week. Try to get the best teams possible. And then the top 2 from each of those weeks are gonna qualify for that fifth and final week, and that'll be the grand final. And that's how it turned out to be, and that's what we went with, and it turned out much better than any of us ever expected. So, which is really good.
Yeah, I mean,
They were really happy.
every single
Yeah.
week, the numbers going
Yeah,
up, you know?
numbers
It was
just
like,
jumped and jumped and
started
jumped.
like
I mean,
50,
as soon as we
100,
got
200.
TSM,
Yeah.
yeah, as soon as we got TSM, the numbers just skyrocketed, and then we got Ninja
Yeah.
for the grand final. That was, bro, that was pretty cool. I mean, Ninja was like the main person that kind of like got me into streaming.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool for me.
You know, people don't give Ninja enough credit, man. Like he's been through every phase, and I was talking about this a little earlier. He's been through every phase of social media destruction. And he's made it out on the other side. He went from being probably the most toxic when toxic was the thing that everybody, you know, the Tyler One days and things like that. Everybody wanted to be toxic and you know, and be that kind of dramatic. And he was the best at it. And then, you know, he grew out of that into a family-friendly streamer, survived that, moved to another platform, survived that, and he survived all of these, like, you know, charges and things that are coming out, plus all the DMC stuff at the same time. Like, him and Shroud, best streamers in the world, man. You just can't deny it, you know? Like, they're just...
I forgot about how family-friendly he was for a while, and then he just dropped that, hey?
I think he's still family-friendly, is he not?
I don't think he's family friendly. I think he's like just grown up, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, how old is he now?
I think he's
24, maybe 25.
I think he's older than that.
He's married and everything, you know.
Yeah.
He has to be. Yeah. He's 29. Oh my god. Yeah. His wife's name's Jess, right? Yeah. She has to probably be one of the best managers in the business, man. She just takes no shit.
Oh yeah, she kills it.
Oh man, people are always giving her shit, and she's like, "Yeah, well, I mean, look where he is, mate. Yeah, you know, look at all these deals ago.
She signed up for it, you know, and I think she's smart enough to realize that. Like, when you get that much fame through the internet like that, so much toxicity is gonna come along with it, right?
Yeah,
and I think she was a streamer and stuff before. She already knew the community, like knew the environment.
Yeah, and I think she actually gave that up to just help, you know.
Yeah, she did.
She's like, I'm just gonna give it up. She streams every now and again, but I think she gave it up. You know who I think's doing it right? I can never remember her name because I you know, there's so many names in the world, but Cypher PK's wife is probably one of the most funniest people. Manoush, yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
She kills it too. She's hilarious on Twitter,
dude.
She's hilarious.
She's like, hey, I got 30,000 followers on Twitter for being dicked down by Cypher PK. Thanks, guys. I know, and I'm like, all right, I like you more than Cypher. And Cypher's so chill. I know, dude. And he's family friendly and all this good stuff. You meet him outside of that, man. He's a complete different person. He's like, you know, he's massive though. Oh my god. Like it's tall, dude. A TwitchCon, he just stands above everybody. I mean, so you're pretty tall as well, right? Ish? How tall are you? Like 6 foot something?
6'2".
Dude, yeah, that's right. Fucking hell. All of you boys, when I went to TwitchCon, I felt so bad because all of you boys are so much taller than me. Like, I'm a big guy anyway, but, you know, so my width kind of makes up for my height, I guess. But,
you're trimming that down, though.
I'm trying. I'm getting there. That down. Dude, how much do you work out, or, like, what's your deal?
I used to. I feel like I'm gonna get back into it here pretty soon, but I used to like live a really athletic, like active background, playing sports all the time, and then I started streaming and like just like kind of got really busy because of that, because I was like trying to stream full time.
Yeah.
I was coaching volleyball, like a club volleyball U17, U18 team full time.
Damn, dude.
I was working full time, bartending, and then just trying to stay active and stuff like that at the same time, and then spending time with friends and family. I was a very busy person. Well, like every single free hour or free time that I had, I streamed.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of like got to be a little bit too much. And then about a year and a half ago ish, a year and a half ago, I was playing co-ed volleyball and I broke my ankle really badly. And I was in a boot for like 2 months, 2.5 months. I was on crutches for like an extra like month after that ish.
Right.
And that's when I just started kind of full-time streaming. And ever since then, the activity level has been subpar.
Right.
But, we'll get back into it.
I mean, you know, that's kind of the same, you know, as me. Like when I first started streaming, I was like, oh my God, I love this. But I also have a job that is really intense, right?
Yeah.
So my workday is like the smallest workday I can ever have is about 10 hours, right? So, you know, even when I was living 3 minutes away from work, I was just working so much. And then you stream after that. And, you know, I think streaming takes more out of you than people realize. You know, they don't realize that talking all day is actually exerting energy and concentrating very hard on games and stuff like that. And I'm just too old now, man. I can't play games. Me and B have the same problem. We just like get distracted and we're just like, you just want to have fun, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like when I was doing that and then streaming like every single day, you know, 6 days a week, man, it was impossible. Plus, I have an active social life. It's like I totally get it. I couldn't imagine breaking my leg in that. But now everybody's working from home, so they kind of get it.
I know, and I mean the joke got tossed around so much during all of this that like my life is social quarantine.
Yeah,
social distancing, right?
Yeah, it's always been like that.
We're so accustomed to it. So
I see you wearing those DTS headphones. Shout out DTS, by the way.
Shout out DTS, man. DTS right
here.
They
let me use those headphones when I was over there, and God, they're so good, man.
Yeah. I think I brought an extra pair home. I think I got an extra pair of them too.
I have so many headphones now; it's kind of ridiculous. It's like one of my things. I think you just collect a bunch of headphones.
I know. I'm thinking about going to the earbuds.
That might
glasses soon.
You getting glasses? Okay.
Yeah.
That might be an idea. Like earbuds are pretty good.
I know. I'm concerned the glasses are gonna hurt my head. But we'll see.
Can you get those ones that like stick to the side of your?
Maybe. I was thinking about just getting some monocles. Imagine.
Yeah, no, that'd be lit. Oh, I gotta turn you up a bit, I think. Hang on. All right, check.
Hello. Better?
Is that better, chat? Thanks for the heads up. Imagine having more than one pair of headphones. Okay, the reason why so many streamers have multiple mouses, multiple keyboards, multiple headphones is because that's our tools. All of those things are our tools, man.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, we tend to move, you know, like smaller keyboards are always better for gaming, bigger keyboards are better for work. Yeah, so you just tend to work through it the way that you do.
Mm-hmm. When you want to continuously try different ones, right? Because like you said, like it's our tool, it's what we invest in, right? So you want to try the different ones. You want to see if these ones are better, because if it's even just the smallest bit better,
yeah, it makes a huge difference.
You're gonna spend that couple $100 to get them, right? Because we just want the best, and that's how I think about it, at least personally.
So when you
I found these headphones, I love these, man.
Oh yeah,
I've been using these for a long time. These are nice.
When I tried them over there, like if I didn't have all these different sets of headphones already, I was like, guys, I really want, and they were like, yeah, no worries. Yeah. And I was like, no. I have so many. Yeah. They're great, but I don't want to, you know.
Yeah.
So we ended up just giving them away, and that was so good. They were like, and Sam, same thing. He's like, oh, everybody's super excited about giving away one pair of headphones. Guess what?
Yeah.
Got another pair.
Yeah, I know. You get a pair.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a Burnsy raid coming on in.
Burn Man.
The Burn Man.
It is.
Get some hype in the chat for Mr. Burnsy. Thank you so much for the raid, my dude. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so when you were putting together this tournament, I mean, you're obviously a professional gamer yourself, right? So was there any like, come on. Was there
semi-professional?
All right,
take that term.
All right, okay, semi-professional.
Oh yeah, I'll take that.
Semi-professional gamer, fully professional model. Okay, got it.
Okay.
All right, so you were putting this together. Was there at any point you were like, well, I want to be in this, like I want to compete in this?
um, Obviously, like in a perfect world, like that would have been really cool. But man, the caliber of the guys that we like were starting to get,
You think
like
you were
there's
good? You would have got shit
no,
on?
no,
Yeah.
yeah, like there's just no way. Like these teams that we were getting, man, like watching them play, I was just shocked at how good they were at this game already. Like it was insane, even for me. Like absolutely just shell shocked of how good they were already at this video game. Like insane, just dominating. I can't hear you.
Hello, 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 hello,
Yeah,
hello,
good,
hello.
good, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. When I saw TSM playing, I was like, oh my god, dude, that's
It like they rolled, man. And
yeah,
every week, almost every single week, we had one team, one standout team that just like
dominated. Yeah.
absolutely dominated. Like I don't think we had a single close final. We had really close semifinals and quarterfinals.
Yeah.
I don't think we had a single close final
No,
because there was just one team each week that just
and I remember you
absolutely
saying
laid
like,
everyone out.
because not often I have something up while I'm working because it's distracting, right? And obviously when
Yeah.
I'm watching a tournament like that, it's really distracting as well.
Yeah.
And I just happened to miss the first week or second week, so I copped onto this about 3 weeks in, I think.
Yeah.
And I would just have it up at work, and I remember you saying like, like people in the chat were getting a little restless. But what can you say when somebody is not only are they steamrolling, but they're definitely going to win the next 12 matches, and you've got to wait. You've got to wait.
Okay, so the best example I can give is a lot of people are like, "Why is TSM even in this?" Blah 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 blah, and I'm like, we reached out to TSM. We reached out to everyone.
Yeah.
Like I would spend like 4 to 6 hours every single morning reaching out to teams, emailing managers, like networking as much as I possibly could.
Yeah, guys, we got 10 grand. Do you want 10 grand?
Exactly. That's what I mean, right? Like, and I thought people would be jumping on this more than they were. But
Right.
we were relatively unknown. I don't have that fancy little verified check mark, which really probably would have helped everything out a little bit more. But right, so I was reaching out to everyone I possibly could have. I reached out to the T1s. I reached out to the Sentinels. I reached out to all those teams that were already established.
Yeah.
Now recently, like 100 Thieves just put out the roster. FaZe Clan is starting to announce the roster. Cloud9 just announced the roster, or is close to, right? So we didn't have those teams announced yet.
Yeah.
But anyway, and TSM was the only one that said yes.
Yeah.
Right. And when TSM wants to play in your tournament, you let them in your damn tournament.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're just like,
you end up getting up to 1,900 viewers and 20,000 total people come into your.
That was insane. My heart's racing for you. And I'm just sitting there like, oh my God, I can only imagine.
People are asking us like, why is TSM in your tournament? Well, like, what do you think, man? Like,
yeah.
We don't care if they steamroll. We care about having, like, we have to think like this. We care about numbers.
Yeah.
Yes, we want to put on a competitive tournament as best we can. But if TSM is just the best in the biz right now, we want them. We want the best in the biz in our tournament.
I mean, look at Keemstar's tournament. There's plenty of great players out there that would make entertaining content. But he says it doesn't matter how good they are. It only matters if people watching. And although I don't agree with everything that he says, because he's a pretty interesting.
Same boat.
He's he's an interesting guy. He knows how to run a tournament, man. And he's like, you can't play in this tournament unless you have at least 2,000 average viewers. Yeah. What does that make? That makes every single person that has 2,000 viewers get the opportunity. There's 40, 50 teams in it, right? Get the opportunity to be in front of a viewership of 1 million people. So I mean, it's. Yeah, exactly, Polo. Keemstar does have subpar social skills. So what was it like casting? Obviously, it got more intense as it went on.
It was a learning curve for sure. I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. I love doing it with Z. Z's a good homie of mine, and that was super fun.
Yeah, I was gonna ask Z to come on the podcast with you so we could all talk about it together. However, I was a little late on the cop on that one, and I just reached out. So. Shout out to Z. We'll definitely hook that up. Yeah.
No, it was a cool experience for sure. It like you don't just get casting experience anywhere,
Yeah.
like from anyone. Like it's tough. Like it's tough. You got like if you want to practice casting, you are practicing it by yourself at home,
Yep.
casting to no one.
Yeah.
Most generally, right? Some random tournament. That's how you practice casting. You don't just get your first time casting isn't just a $10,000 Valorant tournament
Yeah.
for TSM and Ninja and stuff like that. Like it was such a surreal experience, and for DTS to be able to put me in front of all that is that's pretty
Oh, it's
cool.
amazing. Yeah.
And it was just thrown right into the mix of things, right? And just did my best with it. Learned throughout the week. I kept kind of like thinking about it, like, okay, how did today go? Think about the pros and cons, and then move on for the next week, and then etc. And
I mean, you
build
guys,
all.
the thing I was seeing is that you guys weren't taking breaks either. And I could sort of like see it mulling over in your head. Like, if we don't take a break, we're going to burn out, because I mean, there were long streams, right? Like,
They were long. Yeah, like 8-hour minimum.
Yeah.
Was generally well, like 7-8 hours, and then the first one was like 9 hours.
Yeah.
And then we kind of switched up the format of the stream a little bit.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I mean, like we definitely got some flack in the finals, a little bit from all the TSM fanboys. But I mean, as a streamer, like we were just talking about, it's expected and whatever. I think I addressed it once.
Yeah.
One quick little like 1 minute address. Like I was like, guys, this is our first time doing this. Yeah, right. Like we're doing our best, okay? Like we're doing our best. Sorry if you guys aren't having a good time. You guys can go watch something else, etc., etc. And then it kind of toned down a little bit, but
yeah.
I mean,
the funny thing is though, when somebody
yeah.
I said the funny thing is when somebody opens up a stream and they just hear silence, or they just happen to catch that one moment where you're like, all right, I'm gonna check my phone real quick. They're like,
yeah,
who the fuck in the world are these casters? And I'm like, dude, this guy's been going for 7.5 hours, and this is the first time he's checked his phone. And to be fair, if you don't check your phone, you're not going to be able to keep up with what's going on in the competition.
Exactly.
People just give you no slack, man.
I know. And we had like a couple hiccups, so like we were doing a lot of stuff in the background, so we had to be quiet once in a while because we were distracted. Like I was on my phone on Discord, like clearing up some issues that we had because we don't have it's not like we have a production team to take care of all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. How were you guys streaming it? I mean, did you have the games open? How does that work?
So yeah, I just like I was streaming it through mine, everything through mine, and then just like battling the transitions back and forth and like using display capture and etc. And just,
that shit is hard.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough, man, and it was scuffed at times. But like I said, we didn't have the production team to not make it scuffed.
Hey, it sounded great.
I mean, 5 of us. There was 5 of us, 6 including Z, that put this tournament together.
Yeah,
and I mean, we had like Sam was just kind of the overseer. Sam, like we were joking about this during our wrap-up meeting the other day. Like Sam was almost useless, man. Like he didn't want to make any decisions because he wanted me to make all the decisions. He wanted it to be mine, right? And like he told me this after, and he was like every single time I would go to him with a question, he wouldn't even like answer it. He would just be like,
you got this,
like,
man.
And he would just like flip it around at me and just like and then make me make the decision, which in the long run probably for the best. But
yeah,
Sam was just kind of like the overseer of it. And then we had JB, who was doing he did a lot of the Battlefy stuff, which was like the tournament website that we ran it through,
right?
And a lot of the graphics and stuff. And then we have Grant, who you probably met, right? The video guy. Yeah, you met Grant. He did all the videography, like all the highlight stuff like that.
Yeah, we were talking. I phone Sam every now and again because we don't get to talk that much online, right? Like he's not really online that much. So I'll call him every now and again just to chat with him, and keep in touch. And it was really good, when everything shut down in DTS, they were able to keep him working. And he messaged me, he's like, hey, do you mind if I put together some clips? I'm like, fuck, go ahead, man. Like, go ahead, do it.
Yeah. He's a legend.
Yeah, he is.
And then B doing all the social media. And then me and Tara doing everything else. All the networking, all the streaming, all that kind of stuff. And then Z just co-casting.
I think the networking part of it will probably end up being more beneficial than even just
Mhm.
having 1,900 people watch your
Yeah.
stream,
Oh, it's
one
priceless.
time. It's price. Yeah, you
Mhm.
can't.
Yeah.
Just having just having somebody that you can play with later that, and I think that's how you grow as a streamer. And people don't really realize that you can put great content out there, but unless you're playing with the right people or you're getting it
Mhm.
in front of the right people, it's not
Yeah.
going to grow. Most
Yeah.
people are pretty committed to the people that they watch,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, what was I gonna say? Oh, that's right. Did you see that the Jenna Marbles
I did.
video? Yeah, I was gonna talk to you about that because it's very recent.
Yeah.
I felt it so hard, dude.
So I remember watching Jenna Marbles, in the early stages of content creation,
Yeah.
like, she's probably one of the first I remember tossing out videos and, pretty funny person, right? And clearly deserved the success that she got from her videos.
I mean, she was
I
big
didn't,
back then. When I found her,
yeah,
she was already a million. She was at a stage where a million subs was like, holy fuck,
yeah,
man, this person's
yeah,
massive.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. And then I had to have people tell me about the videos that she was talking about what caused all this because I had no idea. I didn't know that, like, I didn't, stay up to date with her content and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And for definitely some interesting video choices back then, but definitely a person that's learned from her past, right? And
Yeah.
I've talked about this a few times recently on my streams that what defines a person, like, during, with all this cancel culture stuff going on and stuff like that, but what defines a person, and I related it to the R word, okay, because, like,
Yeah.
I hate that word a ton,
Yeah.
right? Like, it's one of those words that it's just like it's a trigger word for me that I just can't stand it.
Same with
And
me.
I was watching a streamer the other day. His name's Asmongold. He's like the biggest World of Warcraft streamer there
Yeah. Yeah.
is.
I know him. Yeah.
And he has I have the Twitch tab open right now. He has 48,000 people watching him right now.
Right.
And he's 29, 28, 20, 29 years old and drops the hugest R word, like just
All the time.
no remorse, nothing, right? And that was the first time I heard it from him.
Yeah.
And it, like, made me think, right? And then I had to chat with my stream that night about it, and talked about it, that, if you're like, we all, not all of us, but like majority of people, like, in our childhoods, like, we were dumbasses, right?
Yeah.
Like, I was a dumbass when I was young. I said things I probably shouldn't have when I was,
Yeah.
11,
Hot
12 years
ass,
old,
hot Fs.
right? Right? You don't know any better, right?
Yeah.
You just don't know any better at that age. Once you learn to know better, right? Like, you should know better to not say those words,
Yeah.
not say the N word, not say the R word. You know what I mean? Like, once you
Totally.
learn that, and then you stop, that's so much different, right? But once you learn that you shouldn't be saying that stuff, but you keep saying it with no remorse,
And you're intentionally
that
offending people.
exactly, right?
Yeah.
That shows, the true character of yourself. And, that's where, but so going back on the whole Jenna Marbles thing, she clearly grew up. She clearly wasn't that person anymore.
Yeah.
And that's why the cancel culture is so unfortunate. There are certain things that I do believe that, cancel culture, like, it kind of, maybe you really shouldn't have done that, like, et cetera, et cetera. And that is the case for most parts. But I mean, in the Jenna Marbles case, like, it just seems so
Yeah. She's grown
unfortunate for
up.
her. And
Yeah.
she did a lot of good for a lot of people. And, seeing the feedback on Twitter, because, like I said, I didn't know much about the situation. But seeing all the feedback on Twitter from guys like Jeff, like, the first tweet I saw was Jeff Cyrus
Yeah.
saying how much he hated this for her and how much he loved her, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And that's a guy you trust.
Yeah.
Like, Jeff Cyrus is an absolute legend. That's a guy's
I
words,
mean,
like, you will
he doesn't
trust.
fuck around with his opinion. I think
Exactly,
I think
exactly,
he's like
man.
really open about his opinion, and that's
Yeah,
him and Chris.
yeah,
I'd say both equally open as his
yeah,
opinion, but
yeah,
more so Jeff. Like, Jeff will tell you in
yeah,
person to your face exactly how he feels. He doesn't
yeah.
sugarcoat it.
Hmm.
And he just happens to have an incredibly good moral sense of things.
Hmm.
So not only is he most of the time he's right,
Yeah, yeah.
but he's happy to tell you, and
Mhm.
I mean, I look up to him for that because I'm
Yeah,
afraid of my opinion. Because even if I'm most of the time, like she said, most of the time I'm just trying to navigate. took a quote from a video, and she said, "I'm just trying to navigate my way through life the same way you are. I'm not always sure what's right or wrong, or what the truth is, you know." And that's the thing, is like half the time I don't know what's true, man. I don't know, you know, what I should be listening to, what I should be angry about, and if I stick too hard on something, you know. But I feel like he truly knows, like he truly understands what is right and wrong, and he just goes with it, you know. It's something that is very difficult to do in this, you know, in this day and age. But that video really put things into perspective of my own insecurities about streaming, you know, over the past 6 months, and why I've been affected by it, you know, like in a negative way, because I'm afraid. Everybody's afraid right now. We're afraid of getting banned from DNC. We're afraid from getting cancelled. We're afraid that 1 second can lead to people completely changing their opinion.
One slip up, anything, right?
That's it.
And it's a scary way to live, man. Like it's.
But not just you, everybody around you.
Yeah.
Oh, you associate with that guy? Fuck you then.
Yeah.
You know? I missed something here. Seconds. Yeah, so the Royal Skate was saying, as long as people learn from their mistakes and make an effort. But here's what I think is kind of true about that, in the sense that people don't allow people to learn from their mistakes these days. Like,
and that's the whole cancel culture thing, right? Like that's what people are so frustrated about with the cancel culture thing. That like, oh, you did it. Doesn't matter if you learned from it or not. You did it. You're a piece of crap human being. Blah, 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 you're done, right? And it's
and there's people.
First, there's certain things that, you know, you can't come back from. Like,
definitely.
You know, some certain serious criminal things.
Well, look at that guy in the ninja battles.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the ninja battles, it's just like, you're all pieces of shit, and I trust you. Like, fuck all you guys. Yeah. And Ninja's like, hey, good job in winning your first and last. You know, that's from Ninja, the man himself. See ya.
Yeah, that's a good example. So that Zexro, he's a young kid, man. He's a young kid, 14, 15 years old. Hopefully, you got to assume that he learned his lesson. And if he didn't, it's going to truly show his character, right? Like, it's going to show the type of person he is. Because it doesn't matter how old you are.
No.
Right? Like anyone can learn. Like, you can learn to not say the R word at 11 years old. You can learn to not say the R word at 18 years old.
Okay, but here's the thing. In today's day and age, there isn't a single fucking kid under the age of over the age of maybe 9 that doesn't have a phone that is full of, you shouldn't fucking do this.
Yeah.
So if you do this, then you're doing it intentionally. And don't get me wrong, I know you can make stupid mistakes, but you know in your brain that you are making a fucking stupid mistake. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And then now Dr. Disrespect, he's been banned off Twitch.
I've heard rumors.
Oh, man, there's so many rumors.
But, like, I don't know. The first rumor I heard was tax fraud.
Yeah.
It's like, that's insane. Like, there's no way, right? I don't know, man. Bro.
I mean, here's the thing. In the US,
criminal. It has to be something criminal.
If you do something in the US, you know, if you earn $1 million in the US, you got to pay $400,000 in tax, right? Yeah. So it's I would say, for somebody who went from so small to so big so fast, I think it's easy to get an insurmountable amount of debt. Yeah. You know, because you guys pay debt. Well, sorry, not you guys. Those guys pay debt after the fact. They don't pay it in, you know? And we have to do the same for Twitch, right?
Yeah, I know. But it's interesting, man. Like, he just signed with them. Like, just recently signed with Twitch, and is now, quote unquote, permanently banned.
Yeah. Nobody knows anything.
Banned. It wasn't like that bathroom incident. Like, that was wild, when he just got like a little temp ban. And I think it was like known that it was going to be a temporary ban. Like, it was a 60-day ban or 90-day, whatever. Yeah. Right. And now he re-signs with Twitch, big deal. And now is permanently banned. So it has to be criminal.
Twitch didn't say permanently banned though, did they?
There's a lot of good sources that said permanently banned. Like Dexerto. I'm pretty sure Dexerto even said permanently banned.
I think you know, the top 3 now are, he did something illegal, he view botted, or Alinity, the one that's never getting banned, has something. That's the 3 rumors I hear.
I never heard that.
So okay, so
Interesting.
the goss is that he
Goss.
the goss is that the girl that he cheated on his wife was Alinity, and him and Twitch made a deal, like a non-disclosure agreement, and now she wants a new deal. So that's the rumor. I mean, I'm not saying it's true, but
God,
imagine.
Please say that one's not true. Please, man. Oh my God.
That's crazy to think that
There's
would
no
even
way
be
he
thing.
view bots, hey? Like, why? Why would you want, like, at that size, like, even if you average like 10K viewers, because he averages like 30K, 30,
Yeah.
35K,
Right.
or 40. Like, I see him in the 40s all the time.
Yeah.
So if he's view botting to that, he's naturally getting like 10K or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Why would you view bot at that many viewers? Like, do you have 0 reason to?
I mean, I think it's just so people, you know, like, so he's always at the top, you know?
Yeah, I guess it's different if you've never been there.
Yeah. Like,
But
I mean,
that just would seem so insane to me.
I don't know if you remember, after he came back, he was streaming to like 2, 3, 4,000 people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And before he left, before he came out with that video that was, you know, upsetting and whatever, you know, he was at 40K every time. And then he came back and it was like, you know, I even saw him at like 500 viewers, you know? So I can see him wanting to pump up back up to where he was, in the hopes that that would build it back up to where it was, you know? But it's like, you know, you know?
Good point. Good point.
You know?
And especially because, like, if you start building a lifestyle around that many viewers and like that much income, etc., and then you take a big hit, like, you want to get back to that lifestyle, right? So I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
It's just tough when you've never been anywhere close to that to understand that. Like, what? Like, man, could you imagine averaging like 5K viewers? Like, that'd be insane.
Yeah. Could you imagine? Could you imagine averaging 100?
Yeah.
Imagine averaging 100. You know?
Yeah. Exactly.
Because you like, I think with streaming you can. Thank you for the coffee. You can get up to 100, but it's so spiky, you know. And you know, like, even if you're at 100, that's your spike limit, right? Like, everybody's there, everybody's awake today, and just everybody happens to be there, right? Yeah. It's not that we, you know, especially at our sizes, you know, like, it's not that we don't have the numbers. It's just that those numbers aren't always available at the same time, right? So that's why people see such, especially at the lower, you know, people see such massive fluctuations, anywhere from 20 to 120 all the time. And then you don't realize it, but even Tim the Tapman goes from 40 to 30 to 20 to, you know what I mean? And that's such a massive jump that you don't realize it, you know?
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
You know what?
Like, that's a quarter of your viewers, 50% of your viewers. Yeah, it's still 20,000 is a lot of viewers, but that's fucking 50% a lot of people, of 40K. Man.
Yeah, and imagine, you know, imagine that in sub numbers. If you're used to 10,000 subs a month, 10,000 subs a month, 25K a month, right? And then obviously take off tax. But imagine being accustomed to that kind of level of income. Yeah, I mean, at that point, you just got to invest, man. I don't think streaming has the longevity that people think it does.
No, I mean, I relate it. The most I relate it to is like professional sports. Like, you have like a less than 1% chance to become a NHL hockey player, right? Yeah. You have a less than 1% chance to become a Tim the Tapman streamer. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yes, you can play semi-pro hockey.
I think Tim's gonna be around the longest.
I agree. He's just hilarious, man, and everyone loves Tim.
Tim is a great guy, and that's the thing.
He plays everything. He plays everything, which helps, right? Like, you can play semi-pro hockey and you know, make money doing that,
living,
and network, and then hopefully establish your way into some other opportunities and stuff. And the same goes with streaming. Yeah, right. You can become a Twitch partner at like 100 viewers and stuff like that, or even, I mean, like, I'm doing it full time at averaging like 25 viewers. Yeah. Right. But
that's because of that, because you're streaming so often, right? And I found this because I stream less than a lot of you guys, right? You stream so often that your overall number goes down because of people's availability, you know? Yeah. So okay, sometimes I'm streaming to 20 viewers, but when everybody's available, I'm streaming to 100 viewers, you know? But when I was streaming early in the mornings and just for a short amount of time, everyone was like, I have to be there then, and there was a big buzz around that, just that short 2 hour stream. People don't get don't give full-time streamers enough credit for their numbers.
And it's stressful. Like
Yeah.
like you do your best. Like even at my 25 average, you do your best to not look at the viewers. Like I even hide my viewer count a ton, but I mean, like you still pay attention to it. Like you still can't help it, right? Like
Yeah.
when I see myself dip, we were just talking about like when using Tim as the example, from like 40K to 20K, that's a 50% hit.
Yeah.
When I'm at my normal like 25 to 30, and then I look over and I'm down to like the mid-teens, like that's a 50% hit, right? And I do take note of that. I
Yeah.
try to not let it affect me, but I mean, we're all human, right?
You know what? I actually think they should do the same thing Instagram did and remove the numbers completely.
I've thought about it. I think the whole viewer count thing for Twitch as a whole is quite toxic, but unfortunately, like
Well, it's like, how many friends do you have on Facebook?
exactly, it's the analytic that like kind of runs Twitch though, and
Yeah.
it's like I don't see it going anywhere. My biggest complaint about the view count is the partner requirement for viewer count average.
Mhm.
It's super hard to achieve, and it doesn't necessarily prove anything,
Yeah.
because you can get hosted a few times, and I know they say,
Oh, that's what happened to
we
me. I had partner numbers. I had achieved partner numbers, and I applied, and then Tim hosted me.
yeah,
And that was the first thing they said. I already had partner numbers for 2 months, and I was like, I'm waiting till the second month because everybody gets denied on the first month. Waited to the second month, and literally 3 days after I applied, Tim hosted me, and I was like, there you go. That's what's gonna happen. They sent me an email. Hey, we saw you got a big host. Let's see if you can hold those numbers. And I'm like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
So he did me a massive favor, but on the same token, he also, unintentionally kind of.
Yeah.
You never know, And
Never
then
know.
you see these. I've been seeing a lot of stuff recently about this Hassan guy, basically partnering all these female streamers under the table. I don't know if you saw any of that stuff.
No, I haven't.
So basically, what he'd do is he'd reach out to all these female streamers that were doing good but not there yet, and be like, "Hey, I can help you out," And it seems like an innocent conversation, right? But being a guy, you can think about it like a guy, and the only time that you talk to people like that is if you want something from them. The only time you offer something like that, just out of the blue, like randomly message something, usually there's some type of an agenda. And when it is directed towards a girl, especially a pretty girl, especially a streaming pretty girl, that clout, throwing that clout around, man,
I know.
it's just so easy to see that he has an agenda,
Yeah.
I
know.
And it sort of makes me sick, like, I think I make it well known. Obviously, I'm married, and when I reach out to a lot of people, and even then, people are still like, "Oh, hey, why are you talking to me?" So coming from somebody who everybody wants to get that message, everybody's like, "Oh man, Hassan messaged me. Maybe I'll get partner." It's the first thing that goes through your mind, so you play along with this bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
You got to think about yourself once in a while, right?
Exactly. But how much do you put up
in this industry?
How much do you put up with?
Yeah, exactly.
And then
Mace actually brought up a good point, that I know a few partnered streamers who no longer pull those max numbers, yet there are so many affiliates with more viewers out there and not getting partnered, right? So that's what I mean, is that like you can push for that partner, and then you can just like go on cruise control, right? And then there's guys like us who pour our hearts and souls into this streaming thing, right?
Just work hard.
And we'll just kind of like hover, right? And comfortably hover. Like I'm okay where I'm at. Like I definitely the end goal for streaming. Like I've always wanted to become partner. Like that's the number one goal for streaming.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm definitely comfortable where I'm at. I have an awesome community. I'm very grateful for my community, and they support me more than I could possibly ever imagine.
Yeah.
And I'm in a position I never thought I'd be in.
Yeah.
But if you put that check mark beside my name, boastfully speaking, I feel like I would represent it well, right? It doesn't matter about my view count or anything like that, right? And then you look at these guys that push for partner and then go on cruise control and average like 30 viewers after that.
You know, it's
And it's
not
just
just
like
that. They'll do all
it just
these
doesn't make sense.
semi-dodgy things. And, you know, when I first started streaming, all of these, like, streamer communities, these lurk for lurk kind of things, that
Mm,
was the norm. And, you know, everybody was pushing me into it. And until I
yeah.
got to this point where I went in this community called Royale or something, something like that. And basically, in that Discord, you would earn points by watching other streamers, and the more
Interesting.
points you got, the further you were up the list of people with points, and
Yeah.
the people at the top of that list gave the most points for lurking. So, you know, you'd have all these streamers sitting at 400, 500 lurkers, basically. Nobody in their chat, nobody talking.
Yeah.
You're talking about streamers that have been
I
streaming
know.
for 3 months, you know,
Yeah.
average 2 or 3 viewers, and now they have 400 viewers.
Yeah.
And a bunch of them got partner, and they're like, okay, now I don't have to grind and help everybody out
Yeah,
anymore.
I know, and
Boom,
it's
straight
such a
back down to
terrible
5 viewers.
mentality. It's
Straight
such a
back down to
terrible
5 viewers.
mentality.
Yeah.
And it's that's probably the number one adjustment. And I'm not just saying this just so I can have a better chance of getting partner. I'm
Yeah.
saying this because it's an illegitimate way of obtaining a goal that other legitimate people
Yeah.
are working very hard and very passionately towards,
Yeah.
that are just continuously falling short because it's a very hard goal to attain. And it should be like,
Yeah.
they made it a hard goal to attain at the start,
Yeah.
and reasonably so. But now, like, there's just these few little ways, like, you can
It's going to be based on a couple of other things. I think,
it sh-
like,
you should be able to apply it, like, like, I think first thing that I've thought about is they should have 3 levels. They should have affiliate, a middle level, and then partner.
I agree.
Because because the jump from affiliate, from back when I remember getting affiliate, having 3 viewers,
Yeah.
and then so I'm now the same streamer. Like, I'm considered the same leveled streamer now as I was when I was averaging 3 viewers when I've been streaming for like 3 or 4 months. Like, I'm
Yeah.
considered to be the same then. Like, where's the growth? Like, yeah, we see it numerically a little bit, like in our viewer count and stuff like that, and our sub counts and stuff. But
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day,
You
like,
know what I
partner will
always
always
thought?
be the goal,
You know what I
right?
always thought? I think it should be a longevity thing. I think you should get affiliate after 3 months of streaming, as long as you stream a certain amount of hours per week.
Yeah.
I think you should get partner after 2 years. I think 2 years is like, then that way nobody in the world, as long as you meet some requirements, right? Like, you know, you have a certain kind of, I mean, because there's plenty of people out there that stream for 2 years, but it's like on and off and whatever. But as long as you meet some of those requirements, say you have an average of 100 subs, you know, things like that, right? I think that's all you really need is average of 100 subs, and I think you should be considered partner. There is no reason.
I think subs should play a role for sure. I can't remember, like, there's so many times that people have been in my stream, and people, you know, these dumbass kids would come in and be like, how does he have so many subs when he only has like 15, 20 viewers or whatever?
Yeah, because
like,
all of those subs can't be here every single second of every single day.
Right? And it's just like, I don't know, man. Like, I work hard. I put a lot into my stream. I have like I said earlier, I have an amazing community that supports me a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, that's like, I don't know what else to say, right? But
yeah, Lenny was saying the jump from affiliate to partner feels impossible, but at the same time, that makes sense too. A middle ground would be pretty nice. I think so.
Because she makes a good point that, like, it should be a very hard to reach goal, like, to get partner. Like, I think
affiliate should be harder, just to make it seem.
Yeah, but a middle goal, like, it's just the whole sense of, like, being so close to partner, right? Or even like middle, like in the mid, like kind of where I'm at. I feel like I'm the same, like, is if I was affiliate, right? Like, you watch these newly affiliated streamers, I'm technically the same level as them.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily agree with that. I think a middle ground.
That was so prevalent. That was so prevalent when we went to TwitchCon. Like, I walked into TwitchCon with 1,000 subs, right?
Yeah.
When I went to TwitchCon, I had 1,000 subs at the time. Granted, a lot of those were gifted, and you were at the same. I think we like really closely hit 1,000 subs for the first time together, right?
Yeah.
both of us had been streaming for 2 years at that point, or more, right? You've been, I think you're coming on your third year now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
2.5, 2.5 ish.
yeah, so there you go. We're walking in with 2 years experience, a massive community that we built over 2 years, and 1,000 subs, and somebody would take one look at our badge, see the affiliate thing, and be like, "Oh, that guy's fuck that guy,"
and treat it. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
fuck that guy. And every single person in there was like, every time they're just looking straight down at your badge. What does the badge say? Man,
it's a gross culture, man. It's not a culture you want.
Yeah,
like at all.
The only person that really treated me differently there, that was a partner that I didn't already know, because I know a bunch of partners through you and through a bunch of people, and you're the same. You just meet people, right?
Yeah.
Was Electra. A big shout out to Electra, because she was the first person that made Jamie and I feel comfortable just being whoever we were. We ended up having burritos and stuff like that, and but yeah, I mean, that's the way it should be. Like, those are the people I want to see succeed, regardless of how big their numbers are.
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't. I don't know, man. They need to do something differently. I'm not sure where it is, but I guess if they do something differently, we'll find a way to complain about that too.
Yeah, exactly. There's one thing as well. Like, and this was huge in the when I was like big into the Fortnite scene. That there's teams, there's esports teams that are partnered with Twitch.
Grizz was just saying the same thing.
Yeah, so Soar is the first one that comes to mind. Like, if you signed with Soar, you immediately got Twitch partner.
Yeah.
Just like that. Doesn't matter. They don't even look at your numbers. Doesn't matter. Blah, blah, blah. I had a few Fortnite buddies, man, that even to this day, like, good buddies of mine. They're great. They're great dudes. Nothing against them.
Yeah.
But they stream twice a week, 2-3 times a week. They average 5 viewers, maybe as high as 10.
Yeah.
And they're partnered.
And it's all their buddies and girlfriends, and yeah,
and they're partnered because they signed with the team, and then they stuck with that team for like 6 months roughly.
Yeah,
moved on.
Have you ever thought about doing that? Hey, 1 month contracts, get me.
I mean, yeah, I've thought about, kind of thinking about myself and doing that, and if it was, middle of my Fortnite grind and everything, and Soar, for example, you keep using them as the example, was like, hey, we want to sign you. Right. And I mean, like, I had no interest in really playing for Soar, but I had interest in getting Twitch partner. Yes, I would have.
Oh, well, that's what they have.
Why wouldn't you?
Everyone is saying facts on facts, frustrating stuff, poor community management overall. I agree, Mike. Yeah. I agree. The community
you make more money. You make more money as a partner. I need to make more. Like, it's just, if I want to keep doing what I'm doing, unfortunately, I have to make more money, right? So, or as much money as I can to sustain this for as long as I can.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is, like, there's a lot of people out there that just expect you to be grateful to scrape by, and this is the same is true for artists. And I think before I'm a streamer, I'm an artist, and I have been struggling for so long just for people to give me the payment of experience. I don't know if if that's a big thing in streaming as well, but it's the experience that you get paid with. And yeah, totally. I love experience, but I also love to eat food and not die. So there's that,
Yeah.
There was a time where you didn't get paid on time, right? Like
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
More
and
even.
I hit up. They're like they finally got through. Like, I finally talked to an actual human being and not a automated robot email. And he's like, oh yeah, okay, so thank you for I had to clarify some of my info or stuff, like, I don't know, it was really weird. And then so I did that. Thanks for clarifying your email. Your payments will resume next month. And I was like, whoa. Like, I got bills to pay, man. I was so stressed out. Like, I was like, I had so many bills to pay. I had a huge credit card bill that I needed to get, like, I was like patiently waiting to get rid of. That interest was just like, bro, it was getting crazy. And then I was like, okay, no, I can't do this. So I messaged Fear itself. I messaged Justin. And he was the first guy I thought of, because if your partner, another perk of partner, you get a stream manager. You get a manager that you can directly, it's a direct communication to Twitch. And they will do anything you need in a much faster time, and you actually are talking to a human being.
Yeah.
So I messaged him and I was like, dude, I need to ask a favor of you. I know they probably don't do this a lot, but blah blah blah. And he's like, yeah, no, I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, he's
And
a good guy too.
dude, he's an amazing dude. And he talked to his Twitch manager, and he showed me the message and was like, he said the same thing. He's like, we're not really supposed to do this, but yeah, he'll be getting his payment on the next business day. It was like Saturday at the time, and then I got paid on Monday.
That's great.
Just like that.
I remember you know, once it didn't come through for some reason, and I didn't know what was going on, and I just couldn't get through. I never did get through. It came through on the next payment. It was nice, but my first initial thought was, oh, that's it, I'm done as a streamer. You know, like you know,
But like my frustration with the whole thing is it took that guy the snap of his fingers to get me paid.
Yeah.
Snap of his fingers. Right? So as an affiliate, how are we supposed to feel, man?
Yeah.
Right? Like as an affiliated streamer that works his ass off.
Oh, how many affiliates are living off what they earn from Twitch?
That's what I mean. Like this is my full-time job. Like I can't just miss a payment. Like I feel like I'm so useless to this company sometimes. And like I'm just like a pawn, you know? Whereas like you just get that check mark and you're just.
Yeah. I mean, Grizz brought up
right?
a good point as well. I mean, it's not just us that benefit from getting partner. Our entire community benefits from getting partner, not just on Twitch. Getting Twitch partner is a way of getting Twitter partner. It's a way of getting Discord partner. It's a way of getting Instagram partner.
Yep.
And it means that you can pop links into things where you can't normally pop links. You can have swipe up things. You can earn money from multiple different platforms. You know, so it's really, really kind of key to get some verification on some platform, you know? And, you know, as a streamer, if you're not working on everything all the time, then, you know, I mean, you pull most of your new followers and stuff from Instagram. Like your Instagram is insane. Like you post a video, you get thousands and thousands of people watching it. You know what I mean? You know, so man, that little check mark does so much.
It's a business tool, man.
Yeah.
And people underestimate it. People that say like there's so many people that have told me like, partners that not that much of a difference, not that much of a bigger deal.
Yeah.
People that say that don't utilize it. They don't utilize it to the best of their ability. That check mark, bro, like you can go into a stream, a big streamer, and have that check mark beside your name. You can be an absolute nobody to this person, but because you have a check mark beside your name, they will read your message.
Yeah.
They will. And they might not read it out loud, but you know that they did read your message. Right? So
yeah, especially with now people losing their jobs, the state of the world, more people are relying off Twitch, which may have been a side thing, but suddenly became a full-time thing. Yeah. I mean,
that's a good point.
If I lost my job because of COVID, I would have gone full-time streaming. It would have been like me, like, okay, now's the time to make the switch. I mean, fortunately, I work in an industry that's absolutely slammed no matter what. People need entertainment. It's the same with streaming. You know, and I don't have to rely on Twitch for income, but you know, like it's not like I'm fucking over here swimming in money. Like it helps. It helps me pay my bills. And it helps me do giveaways. It helps me grow my stream. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things that are really important.
It was similar to me when I made the switch as well, the full-time switch, when I broke my ankle. Like it wasn't obviously COVID. COVID was probably a little bit more serious.
I mean, then a broken ankle,
serious, right? But like I couldn't work, right? It was the same. It was kind of the same logic that I broke my ankle. I couldn't bartend anymore for like 3 months, 2 or 3 months, right? And I had no income. Like I couldn't make my main income. So I was like, okay, well, I can't do anything else but stream right now because I'm a gimp. And so I just went full blown. I went full blown, and then it kind of just made some extreme strides that I hadn't made in my streaming career, and then I haven't went back to work since.
I mean, there's a lot of people that don't realize the difference between 5 viewers and 20 viewers. Like 20 viewers means that you have a community, like big community. 20 viewers is fucking hard. People really don't realize that. 50 viewers is even harder because then that's like you have to be on top of your game 100% of the time. And then when you get to 75-ish viewers, it's like, it's brutal, man. That kind of mindset like fucks with you. Like you know, like I'm so close, I'm gonna get it, it's gonna happen, it won't happen, I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna fuck it up, and then you psych yourself either into failing into success or failing into failure. You
Yeah.
know, crazy.
I had the conversation with Sam recently, actually.
Oh yeah.
Because we were talking about like how he was really close, like he's been really close recently, right? And
I mean, he's
the
like
main
creep,
thi-
creep, creep,
yeah,
creep, creep,
the
creep.
main advice I told him, man, I was like, I know this is super important to you. I know how badly you want partner, and it's obviously why you want partner. All those reasons, all those
Yeah.
etc. But the main thing I told him, I was like, there is a reason you're pulling the numbers that you are so fast in like because he's how long has Sam been streaming? A year
Uh,
and a bit?
yeah, it's a bit over a year. I mean,
It's
but
a
you
bit
know,
over a year. Not as much as like
he
a
made
year and a
some
bit, right?
massive changes. Like we all had a big chat with Sam about some stuff, and he was like, guys, like I really want to fix everything up. I want to talk more. He was back
Yeah.
on. This is back when he was on controller, and
Yeah.
you know what? I mean, you can see the growth in Sam in 6 months. Like between
Yeah.
6 months before that, he literally got all of his designs done. He changed his camera. Me and him built his computer. You know, and then ever since he got his computer, he is just like everything is better with Sam. He has better content, he has better talking, he has better chat interaction, he has better gameplay. You know, he's literally hitting it from every single angle and kicking
Close to 2
ass.
years.
Close to
He
2 years.
says, yeah.
Yeah,
So that's what I
so
told him. That's what I told him. I was like, there is a definitive reason why you are getting so much success and
yeah,
pulling the numbers that you're pulling because you're
you're
a
doing
fantastic
fucking
streamer.
you're doing
I
great.
was like, the minute you change what you're doing because you're trying to get partner is what is going to cause you to fail.
And this is what happened to me. When I got to that point, everybody started giving me all this advice.
Yeah.
I stopped doing exactly what I was doing and it all fucking dropped down.
Yeah.
So, you know, the biggest advice I can give Sam is you're doing great. Keep fucking doing great.
Exactly.
You know?
So
Mixer shut down. What's up with that?
oh my
Holy
God,
shit.
that was wild, man.
Do you know how fucking brutal that shit is? Oh my God. They just paid $40 million to get all these streamers over there. And they're boom. That gives you an idea of how much they're losing.
Yeah. I don't know. Like how much should Facebook buy it for? Do we know?
Probably a lot.
Like I'm curious. Like I guarantee Microsoft, I don't really think cares about the money that much.
I think Mixer probably earns maybe $5 to $20 million a year, maybe.
Yeah.
So
probably balance itself out.
Yeah. So if they spent 40 million to grow that, and they probably did grow that to maybe 10, $20 million a year, you know, and then Facebook comes in and say, hey, we'll buy it for 200 million, which is nothing to Facebook.
Yeah.
We'll give you 200 million. They're like, sweet, done. Now we don't have to deal with the bullshit.
Yeah. And especially there was some bad stuff coming up. It was very coincidental, good timing for them.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that that one dude. He brought up a lot of racial interaction. What was his name? Mikey? I can't remember. But anyways, like just it was bad. It was very bad.
Yeah.
And then
well, because they had this huge moral high ground. All this shit was going on Twitch, and they're like, we would never do that. We have like all this moral high ground. We, you know, like blah blah blah. We're fantastic. And then boom, they start having all these racial problems, all these homophobic problems. Lots and lots of homophobic people on there.
And then they're gone.
Later.
And then they're gone.
God, man.
And then like I felt bad for the dude because he brings up finally brings it up. Because it takes a lot of courage to come out and say that kind of stuff and do all that. And he got all the traction he needed, so much support behind him, right? And then Mixer leaves, and then Mixer's just gone, and he just gets no answers and there's no repercussion for anyone, right? And he's just like, what do you do? Like,
well, I mean,
how are you supposed to feel?
Look at what's happening with Twitch. Mixer probably took one look at that and went, there is no way we can ethically get through.
Yeah.
Facebook wants to buy it. Hey, good on
not being like the number one, like Twitch being the number one, like that will always protect them for majority of things.
Yeah.
But when Mixer was kind of, number two, very bottom tier, well, I don't know. did the
Until
best,
until
but
they had Shroud
yeah, yeah,
and Ninja, they weren't even on the radar.
no,
Like,
no,
you know,
no,
there were, you know, Twitches here and they weren't even like on the
yeah, yeah.
um
They did their best. They did their best. It was a reasonable, honest shot at making something happen, but
yeah. What do you
yeah,
think
it,
what do you think Ninja and Shroud and people like that are going to do? I've seen a lot of
um,
smaller streamers come back to
I
Twitch and get
I
partnered.
want them to come back to Twitch so badly. I think Shroud will come back to Twitch. I don't know why he wouldn't.
I don't think Shroud
Because
left on bad terms. He's like, oh,
no, no,
I'm just going to try something
yeah,
else,
yeah,
guys. And
yeah.
it
He
didn't
got
work
off.
for him. It didn't
No,
work for him.
but the Ninja thing, like Ninja hates Twitch, so no one knows if that's resolved in any way. If they've had conversations, I know he turned down a $60 to $90 million deal from Facebook. So it's not who's going to give him the most money. Like
Well,
that's what
he
everyone
he
thought was
already
like,
got
oh,
the money. He signed in the last year. Just think about it. He signed a massive merch deal.
yeah,
He created his own shoes. He
yeah,
signed a deal with NZXT, and
yeah,
he moved to Mixer. So in the last year, he probably made $100 million.
yeah.
He does. He
Money.
gives no fuck.
It's not who's going to give him the most money. It's where he's going to feel the most comfortable.
Yeah.
So because of that, I don't know, man. Like I could see him going to YouTube because Courage is there, and I think that would be a direct, easy transition for him to have someone, right beside him, like as a good buddy like Courage. But I don't know. I don't know.
I
I
think
honestly just do not
YouTube's
know.
the move, man. I've considered going to YouTube because I don't like
Yeah,
Twitch. You know.
yeah.
Not that I don't like Twitch and I don't love everything. Sorry, I say I don't like Twitch, but what I mean is I don't like some
You
of the
don't
things
love
that they do.
aspects. Yeah, you don't
Yeah,
love certain aspects.
I mean we've talked about that today, and
Yeah,
I think YouTube in a way has the trolley kind of stuff on YouTube is so much more ignorable. On Twitch,
yeah,
you know, people don't realize that in small communities like ours, if somebody's upset with you, you feel it. They reach out to you legitimately and you become friends with people so much more. And there is no distance between you and your community at all.
no,
Some people are able to do it, you know, like some people are really good at separating that and still becoming successful. But I don't think as a smaller streamer, you can do it and not become successful. You know, but on YouTube, I mean, whatever.
yeah,
If your video is related to a Joe Rogan video, boom, done.
yeah,
No worries. Right?
yeah,
Thanks to the 10,000 subscribers.
yeah,
I think the same is on Twitter as well. Like nobody follows anybody. You can have a post with 500 likes and you'll get one follow from it.
yeah. 100% agree with you. And you make a good point about the YouTube thing that you get if you have something explode, it's like just the direct correlation. Like they
Yeah.
will subscribe to you. Like they will, because it's just easy to do.
Easy to do, yeah.
And yeah, and one, I mean, following on Twitter is easy to do too, but it's like
No, but
because it's a
it's
more
actually not.
interactive.
It's actually not. On every single video on
I
YouTube,
see what you're saying. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. 'cause
on
it's
every
2
single
clicks and
video.
yeah.
On every
Yeah,
single
yeah.
video on YouTube,
Yeah.
somebody says, yo, subscribe to me, right? It's
Yeah.
ingrained in your head when
Yeah.
you watch a video and you like it, you push that
Yeah.
subscribe button.
Mhm. Yeah.
Everybody says it in every video. When it comes to Twitter, whose post says follow me?
Yeah.
If everybody's post had a follow button, or
Yeah.
I'd say like if something gets 100 likes, it should have a follow button.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because
That'd
then
be cool.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Twitter would grow exponentially because people get followed on Twitter for being somebody, not for saying something. You know, like I mean, there's been some crazy stuff on Twitter lately.
Yeah. Well, and you'll see a huge Twitter post, like a Twitter post, even just like a random funny tweet, like anything, right? And it explodes for like 500K likes.
You click on a
20,000
person's
retweets, blah,
profile,
blah,
they
blah.
got 200 followers.
Yeah, and then yeah, exactly. And then below that, they're like, "Oh, I didn't expect this clip or this this tweet to blow up. Follow me on all my social medias." There's no way anyone's doing that. There's no like they might get like 100 followers kind of thing, like out of like 500,000 people that liked it.
Yeah,
like that's so minuscule.
Yeah, and they got
right?
like
Yeah,
200
you'll take
followers.
the 100 followers and dip, but
Yeah,
I mean, at the end of the day, if that happened on, like you were saying, on YouTube, you're getting like 10, 20, 30,000 subscribers, right?
I mean, I've tried a lot of different ways to grow on Twitter, and one of the biggest growths I've ever seen is doing a giveaway, right? So I did this giveaway back in the day on Twitter for a Switch, and I grew, I think, like 500 or 600 followers, right? So that's a big jump for me. That's like 25%, right?
Mhm.
And then over the past 6 months, I've dropped back down
Yeah.
500,
Yeah. I knew you were
right?
gonna go that route because I did the same thing.
You
Yeah.
know what? And you know what? I used one of those unfollow things for a while just to like track whether I'm pissing all my friends off or not.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of those accounts are getting deleted. It's not any
Mm-hmm.
real accounts.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't checked it for a while, but yeah, it's like
Mm-hmm.
I get unfollows for almost every post that I make now. But it's not worth it.
Um, Same thing happened to me when we did that DTS giveaway for that DreamHack
Yeah.
spot, that DreamHack spot, which was a huge giveaway, right? And we got a lot of interest and we got a ton of followers.
Yeah.
And then the giveaway ended. We picked our winner, and then
Yeah.
each morning I'd be like, sit down, boop, boop, boop,
Yeah.
losing them, like lost them all, right?
What I was gonna say something about that giveaway thing. When we did the giveaway thing, Sam's sitting in his office, like clicking the winner button. The winner would come up. I'm like, wait, that's a bot account.
Mhm.
Fuck, and it doesn't know how to tell the difference, you know. And we're like literally have to go in and check this account. It's got like 0 followers, 0 following, 0 followers except for DTS and that.
Yeah.
The account was created like a month ago. I'm like, what do I do with that? You know?
Yeah.
0 to 2 on DTS. Lofgeezy's collabs tough. Wait,
Feels bad, Grizz. Just get good, bud. Just get
yeah.
good.
I went in all of them actually. But here's the thing. I think if my name come up, Sam would be like, "Ah, you troll," and then he just
True.
and then he just re-roll it. And he
true.
send me a message like, "You fuck." So what do you think? What do you think you'd do if you just got 10 million to go to Mix? And
if I got 10 million, what?
If they paid you $10 million to go to Facebook or Mixer or whatever, and then it's shut down, you think that'd be it? You'd be like, all right, fuck it. See you later. I think Ninja's gonna do it, man.
You think he's gonna stop streaming?
I think he's gonna give it up. He doesn't need it.
Okay.
That's a tough one, man.
That is a tough one. So Ninja is a tough example just because he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
Right. But the thing with Ninja, he's still a gamer. Like you
Yeah.
can tell, like when he is loving Valorant. Like, loving it. If you watch their team play with him, Sony, Greg, Lex, and Morg,
right?
He is so vocal. Like he reminds me of the early Fortnite, like where he's just like he is loving it.
Yeah.
And he IGL's hard, Grizz says. Yeah, like he is very vocal.
Wait, what's an IGL? Explain this to me.
In-game leader, like
you're like
shot caller, like
I'm trying to keep up with all these fucking kids terms.
So I have two ways of thought processing this. Like he's still a gamer, he's still gonna keep gaming. Like that he is a large amount of time away from not wanting to compete and not wanting to be a really good gamer. Like he's not close to not wanting to do that.
Yeah.
But like you said, he doesn't necessarily need to stream to do what he's doing.
No.
But because he's going to be gaming, I think a lot of us, like who started streaming, I was always going to be gaming. Like I had probably an unhealthy addiction to video games. So I was always just going to be playing video games. So I was like, why not stream when I'm playing video games?
I mean, mine got so bad that I ended up making video games for a living. So now, like, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he will keep streaming just because, like, why not? He's going to want to play video games that much.
Yeah.
If he is truly unhappy with streaming and he just doesn't like it anymore, then yeah, he might not. But I don't think that's the case yet.
I think he got a break on Mixer, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of people went to Mixer, because when you're on Twitch, you have to have the numbers, you have to have the subs, otherwise you're not making money.
Yeah.
End of the day, you are so forced into streaming, you know, every single second of every single day. Whereas you can go to Mixer. Like when they went to Mixer, Ninja took 5,000 out of 50,000, and Shroud took 2,000 out of 20,000. So 10%. But those 10% are there no matter what. Yeah. And when they fucking start up their stream, boom.
It's a dedicated 10%.
You know what?
10% you want. It's like the 10% you want.
That's all they care about. And that's what we're saying, you know, like even though we have hundreds of subscribers or whatever we have right now, those 25 people in our chat that make up our average viewers, they're the people that count. They're the people that are here no matter what, you know, and they're you know, the reason we keep doing this. Just feels good to have those people in our lives.
Mhm.
My dude, I feel like
sometimes.
Everyone except Grizz, right?
Yeah, everyone but Grizz.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
fucking Grizz. My dude, what an excellent chat we've had today. We got very
I loved
deep.
it, man. Sorry, I was Don't
worry about it.
We started. It was supposed to start at 11, right? Yeah, no, it was supposed to start at 11.
Yeah. I mislabeled. I mislabeled the start time. No, you know what? I expected it, and I woke up expecting it. That's why I went ahead and started stream and had a little good chat this morning, and then
I appreciate the patience. Yeah, that was my fault. That was my fault.
This is kind of a really easy thing for me to do, and I haven't been able to hang out with my friends, you know. And this is my way of like bridging that gap, you know. I know we're just talking, but we get to hang out, we get to see how each other's are. It's freedom, and if I do it with streamers, they're able to read the chat as well.
Yeah.
So I notice you like being able to respond to chat.
I keep going over. Yeah.
It makes it so easy. But guys, make sure if you're not already, go and follow my man Lofgeezy. And hopefully we see another one of those tournaments again.
Sure, man.
I wasn't
what you're doing.
I wasn't gonna pressure you to tell us if there's another one in the works, but let's hope.
There's another one in the works up here. I'll tell you that. There's another one in the works up here, but officially no, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah. But up here, we're thinking about new stuff. So.
I might do. I can't wait to have you on again. It's gonna be dope.
Yeah, hit me up whenever. Hit me,
Sure.
and I won't be late next time. I promise.